The records are now open, and I'm playing the bowl today because I forgot to play it in my last teaching. So you guys get the bowl today. Instead of the triangle, receiving this energy, we're just going to dive right in with the crown chakra opening, everybody. This is a crystal bowl calibrated to the frequency of the crown chakra. So once you come in, welcome to the party and begin to receive. Activation in the crown. Welcome Carla, welcome Tony, welcome Carrie, welcome Jessica, Neba. Beautiful. Miss Nancy Louise is in the house. Nancy is one of our members inside the Akashic Academy who was just hanging out with me for our weekly Lightworker training, intuitive development. And I promised Nancy I would play my bowl, and then I forgot. Then I forgot to play the bowl. So as you guys will notice, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Notice if this is not your first time here. If this is your first time here, you won't know what the heck I'm talking about. But normally my camera is flipped around in my office. I have a second set that I use to film Akashic Answers with Emily. This is actually my office area. This is where I sit right here at my desk, do all of my tapping, do all of my magic. I had just one of those moments where I'm like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm done with that set. Oh no, I took all of it down. I had pretty organza up. I had pretty sacred geometry. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to shift it. So while I'm in the process of shifting, which if you guys have noticed shifts in your own life, that doesn't surprise me. We're going to be talking about the eclipse energy and what it's brought forward for us. But in the meantime, please enjoy my second set, my office space, and allow me to introduce myself if this is the first time you are joining me. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder and director here inside the Akashic Academy. And I'm a mentor to other lightworkers in the realm of the Akashic Records, which allows us to heal, continue to self-educate, and to create from a point of such passion and your natural driven curiosity as you're showing up on this planet. It is the quantum expansion tool that I really believe all lightworkers can really benefit from learning how to access, because it opens up so much self-realization, brings us into the harmonic frequency of so much self-love and understanding, and allows us to continue to create from that point, which is so, so important. There's a lot of powerful knowledge coming in the planet, emerging, I should say, on the planet right now. A lot of understanding, a lot of us stepping into understanding how we're showing up in our lives. How are we doing things that are shifting our patterns? That's really healing. Every time you shift a pattern, you are participating in some kind of a healing experience for yourself. We are examining this more dynamically so that we can understand it and really use it and harness it, because this is just the jumping off point. We lightworkers, we have powerful work to do that involves taking all of the knowledge that is available to us and really applying it to our lives, our experiences. Our experiences are so important here on the planet, because that's where you're showing up every single moment doing the work. The Akashic Records are the infinite realm of space-time where all information is stored. They're known as the cosmic library. Information in this realm is stored from a neutral perspective. So how we experience life here on the planet, you guys think everybody got good? I think I got good insight. I give my friends good advice. If you are bringing up advice, knowledge, anything from the perspective of the 3D, it's going to have polarity naturally woven into it. It's going to have the idea of you don't fully experience joy until you've experienced sorrow, which really taints our perspective. It allows us to move dynamically through all of those different phases. But what happens is it really, because we're very malleable, we're very programmable, we begin to think oh, this is okay, this is how it has to go. And there's new ways of learning and expansion There's new ways of gaining insight. There's new ways of allowing yourself to have an aha moment, which grows you as a person, that doesn't include this intensity of one way or the other, or having to choose a side about something. When you hear new knowledge, new information, a lot of times our instinct is, do I have to decide whether that's true for me or not? Do I agree? Do I disagree? What is that? That's polarity showing up. The Akashic Records is a space that allows you to stand in the what if in a neutral way. And it's truly that allows you to open and expand. What if? Christy Warnick's been talking a lot about the what if. If you guys don't follow or hang out here at the Academy and know all of our amazing hosts yet, Christy Warnick is the one that I was just referring to. She has the Power of Energy Healing on Tuesdays. We have a whole network of growing light workers who are sharing their knowledge, their gifts, their skills, their abilities. So I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you for tuning in to the Akashic Network. Please share this out. Let's get some lots of peeps up in the house. This being Akashic Answers with Emily, we're going to go in and start doing some live Akashic record readings right away. So let's get the energy pumping up in the house here. I invite you guys, like this, comment, say hello. Let me know where you're from. Share this out. I'm going to do a little sharing here myself. And I want you guys to start thinking about the areas where you need more wisdom, guidance, clarity, healing, expansion, whatever those areas are. When you seek that insight with the purpose of growing, expanding, healing, and shifting, what comes through is truly, truly spectacular. So I want you guys to start thinking about where do I really need some guidance today? Start typing in your questions. I am going to allow Spirit to bring my awareness to a particular question. I asked Spirit to bring my awareness to something that is going to be beneficial for the entire group. So don't feel bad if your question in particular does not get answered. And I tend to go back a lot of times too, as my time allows, and type in little answers for you guys, even if I don't go through your question live on the air. So please send those questions in. And I'm going to allow my awareness to be drawn to a couple of those questions. We try to get through at least 3. But every single person will get the opportunity to receive an up-leveling and energy healing transmission that I will bring through from the Akashic Records that is associated with whatever particular topic that we're talking about. So just because I may not answer your question specifically does not mean that it won't get addressed maybe in something else that I'm saying. That's another big thing, is that, and I see you guys who have shared. Mama Bree, thank you. Donna, thank you. All you guys who shared, thank you, thank you. If I'm not answering your question, however, the answer that is coming through resonates for you, that answer is for you. That knowledge, that message is being invited to be considered and received by you. Remember how I said in the very beginning of this as well, our tendency is to decide whether or not we agree. Let me invite you to not have to agree or disagree. Just allow yourself to be in the presence of other ideas. If you find that you are a person who tends to disagree instantly with whatever comes up, those can be patterns of our resistance coming up. You'll expand yourself just by practicing sitting in this space and not judging any of the crazy ass shit I'm about to say, or any of the accents that I do it in, because this is how it comes out. Welcome everybody. We are about to dive in. Let me just think, is there anything that I want to share with you going on at the Akashic Academy? Holy crap, we just had an amazing workshop inside the Akashic Academy for members, intuitive development, where we did a teaching and an activation to expand how much joy we can hold in our life, which is very important if you are trying to manifest. Oh, I don't like that word, try. Because you can't try and do it at the same time. If you are somebody who is manifesting, hey, that's everybody, right? We're all manifesting in every moment. If you are somebody who is wanting to use the manifestation abilities, the possibilities that are available for us here on the planet to create a life that is very fulfilling and balanced and harmonized for you, then it's really important to recognize how manifestation is working as we're getting in these higher realms. And it's very important that it's when you think of exercise and you think of like working your abs, and then you have to work the back muscles as well, you have to work the opposite. Any personal trainers out there? I know it's not isometric. I don't know what it is. It's the opposite muscle. If you know it, let us know, and we'll give you a round of applause for being damn smarter than the host of the show, which is worth something, I guess. You have to work the opposite muscle. It's the same as we're manifesting. When we recognize that we're breaking through our old threshold and we are creating joyful moments and we are expanding the prosperity, the health, the deep connection, the soul fulfillment that we're experiencing, one of the reasons we weren't experiencing it before is because your energy imprint, your memory, past, present, and future, it can all only hold so much because it's programmed. Yes, you blast beyond it and you're like, yeah! You have to go back and reprogram your system so it can hold this new frequency. Many of us forget that step. Many of us do not go back and reprogram the system. You expect the old operating system to keep up with these new insights, these new things that you've been able to do, and it doesn't work that way. See, when I start talking about an operating system and hard drive, you guys are like, oh, yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to rock and roll. I'm going to dive in and grab the first question. Feel free to keep sharing this out and feel free to keep asking your questions. And I like to grab them on my phone so I don't have to squint too much. Ooh, Natasha Hall Chase. How do you tell if your spirit leaves your body? All right. That's a good one. Okay, first of all, they're saying the spirit doesn't actually, just to like fine tune some vocabulary here. Spirit, in terms of the prana, the life force energy, the alive nature of who you are, does not leave the body until the moment that it separates from the body in what we consider physical death. It stays within the body the entire time. The consciousness, however, can be sent into whatever aspect of space and time that you're interested in exploring. And those are the out-of-body experiences. Some of us have out-of-body experiences, like where you rise up above your body. You hear a lot of medical times, right? Where people are either having surgeries or they've had a drastic experience and they feel themselves rise up out of their body, their consciousness rising up out of their body. That's one aspect of when your consciousness is moving outside of the physical realm, the physical, I should say, boundaries of the physical body. Okay. When you're dreaming, you're moving the energy outside of the physical container with which you work with it most often in your life. Okay. So your specific question on how to know, they just wanted to break down just set some vocabulary so we can all understand together. We have to have like matching vocabulary here. How do you know when the consciousness has left the body? Okay, so they're saying let's do an exercise together. This is also going to be the activation for anybody who wants to learn how to be more dynamically in touch with the physical body, which is a hugely important component of learning how to master your energy. This is designed to up-level your subtle awareness of the consciousness as it is contained within the body and as you can move it outside of the body. Okay? This is a lot of new insight information coming in for me. So thank you, one, for the opportunity to explore this a little bit. And two, let's move into this, everybody together. So take a nice deep breath, closing your eyes. Going into that pinpoint of light in the heart space, the consciousness. And with your breath, I want you to allow that consciousness to go from a pinpoint of light to just slowly and gently growing. And I want you to allow it to encompass the entire volume of your physical body until the point where you feel the consciousness pressing up against the skin from the inside. And just notice what you're feeling. Okay, so this is the consciousness expanding within the body, within the physical body. I want you to now bring the consciousness from the edges of the skin there back to the pinpoint of light, so going the opposite direction, and just allowing yourself to feel that. Bringing the consciousness back into just a pinprick of light there. So you felt what it's like to experience that pinpoint of light, which is the consciousness being singularly focused. And you've also experienced what it's like to have the consciousness move into a collective state of encompassing all of the cells within the physical body. Now let's practice moving the consciousness. So from the pinpoint of light, notice an area within your body that is asking for attention, awareness, healing, shifting, whatever it is. It's going to be represented as a point of density somewhere in the physical body. So just allow that consciousness to travel wherever you're being pulled. By density, I don't necessarily mean you're going to see a dark spot. You may see a dark spot, but think of density more as a magnetism, more as just a pulling of the consciousness to that space, okay? From here, connecting deeply with the consciousness as it is connected with this particular density. Is there any illumination or understanding that you need to realize more deeply so that you can karmically release this? Or is it just still sticking around? Meaning, is it stuck in the cellular memory? Or is there still something that you need to karmically learn and grow from this? And the consciousness has the ability to communicate back and forth. Now, depending on how developed your clairsenses are, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, those are our psychic abilities. Those are how we receive and interpret the messages. If those haven't been cleared out and finally attuned and adjusted in you, you may not feel like you're getting a clear dialogue back and forth, and that's okay. Those will continue to improve as you continue to do this work. But the information does not need to be interpreted. It just needs to be received. And the beauty about the Akash is that there is karmic understanding that needs to be illuminated for you that's not being received as a dialogue in this moment. It is being received as a seed that is being planted, that as you continue to hold space for your highest growth and the highest love and nurturing of yourself, that knowledge that you need will rise to your consciousness in the 3D so you can understand it. But we can begin the moving of it, the unraveling, the untangling of it by using our consciousness within the body in this way. Okay, now bringing back to that pinpoint of light within the heart. Ooh, they're doing a lot of teaching today. You must, okay, I'm scrolling back. Oh, it's not letting me scroll back enough. I have to go back in again and see. Oh, come on, angels, help me, because Natasha. I knew your name was a da, but I couldn't remember exactly. I didn't want to call you by a different name, and I didn't want to be like, I don't know who you are. Natasha. Everybody just pause. Let's just pause for 1 second. And in gratitude and honor of Natasha, this is what happens when very powerful souls, inquisitive souls, come into this space. We open up knowledge and understanding for all of us. So Natasha, thank you. Now going back to that pinpoint of light, the consciousness within the physical body. Go back to that expanding of the consciousness where the consciousness is encompassing every cell within the body, pressing up against the skin. Feel that internal illumination from the center of every cell. As it's almost like the consciousness has been multifaceted. You guys, you know, when you look in a mirror both ways and you just see that infinite reflection. Imagine a faceted mirror in a million different ways where that consciousness is reflecting through every cell inside of your body, illuminating from the divine center. Feel as you breathe now how you can also use this consciousness within your body as a wave of energy, as a collective of energy. That same spot that was magnetizing your awareness, drawing your awareness before, allow yourself to encompass that, practice healing, practice connecting now with that density from this space of the collective consciousness of the cells, and just notice the difference. Just notice. Okay. Good. Now bringing yourself back to that centered state. This is a practice that has allowed you to experience what it feels like to move the consciousness at a higher awareness within the physical body. Now, if you would like to experience what it feels like to move the consciousness out of the body, we ask, okay, so when they talk like this is channeling coming in, we ask that you allow your consciousness to exit through the heart space. Very important that if you would like to participate in astral travel right now, we're asking that because the energy frequencies are so intense right now, that exit the physical body through the heart space, because that will create a space of self-love, protection, the intention for self-illumination and self-actualization. So sending the consciousness through the heart. If you saw me direct that, you wondered what I was doing. It was coming from the third eye, out the heart. Send it out, up into the corner of the room. And imagine that you're watching yourself from that perspective. And now notice the difference, that subtle feeling of what it feels like for the consciousness to be existing outside of the physical body. And these are subtle vibrational frequencies, so just allow yourself to feel. It's learning to hone in on those differences of the subtle feelings within our body that will allow you to not only know when the consciousness is outside of the body, and they're saying this happens a lot of times when you are, they say, notice where your consciousness is, if it's inside your body or if it's outside of your body, when you're having a confrontation in your life. So I don't know if you just had a confrontation come up, or you tend to be confrontational, you're finding that there's like this stuff coming up and stirring in your life. Anybody, next time you have a conflict, try to recognize, and so there's, I'm just saying, sometimes it's hard because you're mad and you're telling the other person off. But if you can give yourself that space to have some awareness, see where you are when your consciousness is, see where your consciousness is when you're engaging in a dispute, in an argument. Okay, Jim, do you ever do anything grounding to the earth, like no shoes or barefoot in the grass? I love that feeling. I love that you asked this. Being barefoot in the grass with no shoes and socks on is earthing. Or you can call it whatever you want, but I read a book about earthing and I'm like, yes! I read a book about earthing that was really a dynamic part of my own growth process, because this is hugely important. We are designed to maintain this connection with Mother Earth. She is a consciousness that is born into a being as a planet, here to support and assist us as our mother energy, as that divine mother energy. And we are not designed to break connection with Mother Earth while we're here. Doesn't mean that, I mean that metaphorically speaking, okay? But I also mean it physically. We, indigenous people, spent much of their lives, including sleeping on the ground, but definitely barefoot, shoes and socks on, shoes. The indigenous people took their shoes and socks off when they went into their huts. I know, they're teepees. Just kidding. Obviously, they didn't have shoes and socks. Being barefoot and connected to Mother Earth actually allows a magnetic process and exchange of recharging. We are bioelectric beings on this giant bioelectric battery of a planet that is a consciousness. And lightning is striking the earth 2,000 times every second. The lightning that comes down and strikes the earth is continuing this magnetic energy that is moving. And this energy is designed to be received into the human body through the bottom of the feet, through the soles of your feet, people. On the bottom of your feet per square inch, there are more nerve receptors than anywhere else on your body. This is not so a foot rub feels good. Aha, so ticklish on my feet. This is so the connection to Mother Earth helps you pull that energy up to connect and to support you. Earthing is a process that, and not only, earthing is particularly the idea of pulling up that energy to support ourselves. It rebalances us, it reduces stress, it helps you to sleep better, it has all kinds of powerful attributes. But we can also release energy into Mother Earth too. Things that are no longer serving us, give that back to Mother Earth. Give her your fertilizer. Mother Earth knows how to neutralize all of that energy and is here to do that for you. So definitely recognizing that connection and what is possible as we move energy over that boundary up and down the feet from Mother Earth into our feet. Seems a little hippie, it seems a little woo-woo. I don't know, maybe the collective child's play silly frowning that we do on hippies is part of the construct that is actually keeping us all awake, keeping us asleep. Anytime you find yourself in judgment, you are asleep, by the way. Sorry, wake up! Wait, where's my gong? Time to wake up, dong. I got my headphones in so you guys aren't going to hear it. You're not going to hear my donging. So yes, this is a really, really powerful practice. Sitting on the ground, having physical connection to the ground. And as you begin, think about how our society has progressed. Oh, dang it, I have like 2 minutes. All right, I'll go into earthing another day. But women are wearing high-heeled shoes. We're living in high-rises. We sleep in mattresses way up on the ground. We've just really uplifted ourselves away from that connection. Get back to that divine connection. This is a practice that I instill in my Akashic Records students. This is a practice that will support the unfolding of your own enlightenment process, whether you do that through the Akashic Records or you call it the Akashic Records or not. Huge, huge, huge support tool. So thank you very much, Jim, for bringing that in. Okay, we want to do an activation around that one. Let's just bring in anybody who wants to receive. Please type yes if you want to receive. This is a divine activation from Mother Earth. She is reacquainting herself in persona, she's saying, with each one of you. So, oh, this is really interesting. Mother Earth was coming in. She obviously, when I was talking about Mother Earth a little bit ago and talking about how this is this consciousness that has come into being as a planet. Mother Earth really wants to acquaint herself with us in that dynamic way. So bringing in an activation right now to allow you to begin an unfolding of a relationship in the now state, in the present state of, it's almost like in your adult state. It's like meet your mama as an adult rather than how you experienced your mama as a kid. All right, so bringing in the energy right now. Anybody who wants to move into that divine union and relationship with Mother Earth, I'm using the term as an adult. Don't take that literally because our asses are spiritual babies, everybody. I'm talking about that way of how when you gain perspective through experience, aka becoming older, you have it's a different experience because we're constantly shifting and changing. So light workers, who you are, all the healing that you've undergone, all of the support that you've received, all of the knowledge that you have brought into this planet, bringing all of that, moving into a new rebirth of relationship with Mother Earth and allowing a beautiful support, healing, and unfolding to happen from where you are right now, who you've grown into, the man or woman or light worker that you have become. Ooh, that's beautiful energy. I'm seeing a lot of magenta pink energy flooding in. Everybody who wants to receive that, it's coming in waves. Allow your body to move with the waves. So be it, and so it is. All right. Okay, so we had guides coming in doing a lot of teaching. So it's not really my fault that I only got 2 questions in. I will go back. I'll scroll through your questions, and I'll take a little extra time today to make sure that I dive in with each one of you. Remember, this is only scratching the surface, and it's really fun to use the records in all of these different ways. Sometimes channeled messages come in. Channeling is not a skill that I had before I learned to use the Akashic records. It came online a couple years later. I had automatic channeling with writing, but I didn't do trance channeling. And that's something that's been developed within me. And that's just, like I said, just scratching the surface. But this is what the records do for us. They give us an access point and continue to develop our skills, as well as give us access to soul brothers, sisters, soul contractees, both on this planet and off, that are here to work together and support the unfolding of the collective mission. But we have to be able to see what that is in order to show up and participate in it. You hear me? So you have to raise your awareness to the level of, hey, I can go in and start asking questions and work with these people. You got to recognize that you're one of us, you're one of them. We're all one in the same here, showing up to support this mission on the planet. High five. I love you all. I love hanging out with you. Robin McClendon's coming up next, or now, if she's on time, because it's 12:31. I don't know if she's running a few minutes late like me. Maybe she is. And then I can talk just 30 seconds longer. Wednesdays are beautiful. I love hanging out with you guys. Reach out to me if you need extra healing support. If you want to dive in and learn this modality, this is possible, and this is a life transformational opportunity to continue your own spiritual education, as well as open up massive amounts of creativity, things that you never thought that you would do, accomplish, or be able to grasp are at your fingertips through this process. Namaste, everybody, and I look forward to connecting with you all.